I'm back, Indians.
A lot of exciting stuff has started since we saw you last.
Exciting? Like what?
Well, there's a drama play coming up called Murder at the High Noon Saloon.
Cool. Let's take a look.
We're doing Murder at the High Noon Saloon.
It's about a murder.
It's a murder mystery.
It's a town that has a saloon, and I guess there's a couple murders that go around.
Throughout the whole play, the sheriff is trying to find, played by me,
Try and figure out who the murderer is, because we don't know.
and it's very surprising.
There's lots of plot twists and there's more and more murders.
Then, like, at the end, they get a chance to, like, guess who the murderer is.
You also get to try to figure out who the murderer is at the end.
Like, write it down, and then we, like, collect them, and then we kind of, like, do an announcement of, like, yay, this is the murderer.
I ain't gonna say anything because that'd be giving it away.
Same.
It involves a lot of comedy.
It's very hilarious.
Oh, it's a dinner theater show.
A dinner theater show is a theater show, so like a play production, including meals.
So you're gonna come in and we're gonna serve food
Yeah, you get to eat a lot.
after every act.
You pay $30 for a ticket and you get dinner as well with it.
We serve you dinner, and we also perform for you guys. So it's a dinner and a show.
Spaghetti Western.
This is the first time that NEPA's had 2 student directors for a play. Let's take a look at their experience so far.
When Miss Paris asked, like, oh, we're gonna do student directing, I was like, oh, like, that'd be so cool. Like, I've never done that before. It'd be like a new experience, you know. I want to try to, like, understand each aspect of plays. So
When you're in the place of being directed, you don't really understand what it's like to be a director until you actually do
experience. It's a little stressful from time to time.
it. A little.
Since, you know, some people don't take it seriously. It's still a lot of fun in the end. You don't realize how much work there actually is in, like, you know, there's costumes and props and the acting and, like, you know, publicity, but you don't realize, like, how much work each section takes. We kind of, like, talk to the audience, especially Glenn, a lot. And then Sheriff a little bit. He, like, points at people and, like, accuses them, or, like, oh, like, this risky person over here. Like, yeah. And, like, walks over and, like, flirts with a lot of the girls, like, all the time. Because he's, like, constantly drunk, so he's constantly flirting with people. So, yeah. That's pretty cool. So the play is February 19th, 20th, and 21st, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then tickets will be sold online. It's at Showtix for you. And then you just search up the title of the play, and then you can buy tickets, reserve seats and everything. So, yeah.
Are we taking over people's interview process?
Please watch on Sunday. That's when I'm performing.
It's the best cast. Same with
Please,
Friday.
please don't come.
I wonder who the murderer is. Have any idea, Kyle?
No, I'm guessing I'm gonna have to see the play to find out.
Well, there are a lot of interesting things happening inside the school. There are a lot more happening outside the school as well.
Join us as we go down to the Wildcat to see how the new store is doing with the recent move.
Let's take a look.
Here's the vintage clothing store that has recently moved near Napa High, Wildcats.
Yeah, the store is about 75% vintage, which ranges anywhere from the turn of the century to the 1980s. Vintage clothes for both men and women. And then the rest of it, I do some new retro, a little bit of fashion forward, some edgy stuff, but it's all over the map. And I've always been interested in vintage clothes. I started wearing vintage clothes when I was in high school. When I was 14, I discovered this really cool shop. I grew up in, Southern California, and I used to go to this place in Laguna Beach called Old Glory. And it was this really cool, like, classic vintage clothing store. So I just fell in love with, mixing and matching, getting something, really funky and vintage and matching it up with a pair of jeans and, some cowboy boots. And so I've always been really super drawn and interested in that. And I love the idea of recycling, taking clothes and putting it into, landfill, and it's ridiculous to me. There's a lot of waste in our culture. So, it sort of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. You get to look really unique, and, you're kind of saving the environment at the same time.
What are some of your best-selling clothes that you have here?
Well, for guys, all year round, Pendletons, Hawaiian shirts, panel shirts, lots of rockabilly stuff. And for gals, you know, it's sort of shifted over the years, but right now it's swing dresses and, again, rockabilly and swing dresses from the 40s and 50s. I love my new space. You know, I'm rebuilding a business. I was down for over a year because of the earthquake, so everything was in storage. And, you know, I had to continue to do social and be on Facebook and keep people interested and, you know, encourage my customer base, you know, to, you know, not lose hope that Wildcat will rise again. And it did.
Well, that's good to hear that they're doing well after the recent move.
The Wildcats' move seemed to go pretty smoothly. However, there is one move that's taking a lot more time to put into action.
Let's see why soccer is being moved to winter.
Starting in the 2016-17 school year, soccer will now be a winter sport for boys and girls. What do the coaches think of this change?
We get to practice on campus. We get to, you know, it's right in our backyard. We get to play. We don't compete with other club competitions. So we're going out. Usually, right in the past during the fall season, my boys would play club and high school. So they would really hurt their bodies because they would play literally every day, sometimes twice a day. And now they're just completely focused on high school soccer. Now that changes.
Yeah, I like the change. It's going to be nice playing in the rain. Haven't done that in a while. Plus, it gives me a chance to play football, and looking forward to it.
I don't really mind, except it's going to be cold. Don't really like the cold or the rain. Yeah.
How is scheduling going to work with both teams sharing the stadium?
So what the league's going to do is they're going to have one gender go on, say, a Wednesday, Friday, and another one go on a Tuesday, Thursday.
Trying to polish it up, but from what I've heard so far, because it's going to be 4 teams sharing the stadium: boys, Vintage and Napa High, and girls, Vintage and Napa High. So it's going to be 4 of us. But as of now, I think it's going to be Tuesday, Thursdays, the girls will play, 1 home, 1 away, and then Wednesday, Friday, boys will play home and away.
Well, it's good to see that we're getting back to business after the break.
Keep coming back to see what's happening at the Indian Nation. That's it for today.
See you next time, Indians.